I'm giving up if it doesn't work this time.
Alright, hold on.
Here we go. Another shot. I'm almost about to give up. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I believe we have everything we need to put the Miata back together. I just got home from O'Reilly's and they finally got my gaskets in. We got our intake manifold gasket, and then we got our intake manifold upper gasket. I also had this bolt come in the mail yesterday. In my last video I said that I lost that bolt, and this is the bolt that I lost somehow. It's a pretty special bolt. It's not easy to find. So I had to wait about a week for this thing to come in the mail. So we got that one. We got the 2 copper washers, so this thing shouldn't leak anymore. I'm pretty sure it was leaking. We got our gaskets, and we're ready to get started putting her back together. As you can see, kinda, I got my Banjo bolt. It goes through here. This is the special bolt that I lost, and it goes through this line. It comes up and it goes back around the back of the motor, and it comes up on top and runs into the valve cover. I didn't want to put any of this back together until I got that bolt, just so it'd be easier to put in there. We also have our intake manifold gasket that goes here. We're going to be putting that on today. We are going to be trying to get the rest of this thing put back together. So I just got done putting the radiator, or not the radiator, alternator back on. It's pretty simple. Got the belt on, and this belt doesn't have a tensioner pulley. The tensioner is actually this part right here. It's a little mechanism. You turn this and it tightens the belt. You loosen this bolt, turn this until it's tight, and then tighten that bolt. But we got that back on. I got my Banjo bolt put back in right there. About to start installing the intake manifold gasket that goes there, and I got my fuel injectors put back in, the wiring put back on. So now we're gonna try to get all of this intake put back in here, and I will film that. I'm sorry I didn't film the alternator, but it was super easy, and my batteries were charging on my camera, and now I'm going to start installing this and filming it. trying to get 4 bolts or 4 nuts on the bottom of the intake manifold. I swear that was the hardest part of this whole thing, because you have no room at all. It's these bolts that hold the whole intake on. It holds it to the head. There's a nut there, a nut there, a nut there, and a nut over there. And then there's 4 on the bottom side, which you have no room to get your hands under there. You hardly get tools under there, but I got them all on and I got them tight. It probably would have been easier if I would have waited to install the alternator, because I would have been able to get through that way. But this is in the way, and then you ain't got no room. But they're all on there and they're tight, and my hands are all scratched up now. But now we can keep moving on to the next part. Now we're gonna be installing the upper side of the intake manifold. So, here we go. Alright, so here's an update. I went ahead and got everything back together. There was a whole lot of putting things together and taking things apart, because I put one part on and be like, oh, dang it, I gotta take it back off so I can get to that bolt that I forgot. Pretty much got everything back together. All the wires hooked up, all the vacuum lines hooked up. Everything's ready to go. I just put in some radiator flush. We're gonna run that for a few hours, and then we're gonna drain that and go with normal radiator fluid. But there was a bunch of nasty, gunky stuff in that old fluid, so we're gonna do that. And I'm about to top off the oil, check for leaks, and then we're gonna go ahead and start this thing for like the first time in a month. Pretty excited. So let's put the oil in and let's get her started. Be the first startup. First startup in like a month. Alright, so this is the 18th try. Get lucky. Alright, so we've tried to start it a whole lot of times and we've checked everything. Everything seems good, but I forgot when I ripped out the interior, I unhooked the transmission and the shifter where they connect under the car, so the car was actually in reverse, I think, not allowing it to start. So now we can put it back in park and we're gonna try it again. Keys are not in here.
Just, yeah, we have to charge it longer.
But
it's gonna work.
I'm giving up if it doesn't work this time.
Alright, hold on.
Alright, here we go. Another shot. I'm almost about to give up. So I just pulled it out of the garage, and when I went to put it in park, it felt like the shifting linkage broke on it. So I had to try to get under it and hook that back up because I couldn't even put it in park. I had to use the emergency brake, so. Damn it. So it's been a couple days since the last part of this video, but the car is running and driving amazingly. The check engine light is off, no check engine light anymore. It's not leaking anything at all. And I mean, it's been sitting here. I mean, we drove it yesterday for a minute, and then the other night we took it out and we did donuts in like a Target parking lot. And I have a video of that. Probably put it right here. But out of everything, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, the body's still rough on it. We still got some rust, some holes and stuff, but I'm not gonna do anything about that. I've had a couple people hit me up, ask me if they wanted, if I'd trade it for another vehicle, but this thing's just so fun to drive. I think I might keep it. I don't know, but I want to get another card fixed. We'll see. I mean, it's been a couple days because at my house I do have a pool, and I had to replace the liner in it the other day, and that took up a bunch of my time, so I haven't really been able to mess with this car much, but it's running and it's driving amazingly. And if you've been watching this series on this car, thank you, I appreciate it. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. Should have some more videos. I'm gonna buy some stuff for the F-150 and maybe buy some stuff for this car, make it a little faster, something, I don't know. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.